All right, looks like we are live on Twitch and live on YouTube. El Borco with the follow straight off the bat. Incredible. Let's just make sure things are working as we want them to do. It's probably only a short delay as we are at the moment. Okay, let's get some chat, pop out chat going from Twitch, and let's do it from YouTube as well. Streaming on both, depending on where you are. Okay, well, let's get going. Don't do it, says Evening Gareth. Hey Lee, how's it going? Good to see you. Tell me, give me an update on how things are going with you. I feel like you joined. I want to say you joined a stable. Definitely Team Exploit. Tell me more. Tell me more what's going on. Right, we're going to attempt today a tough spot. 30 big blinds, hijack versus cutoff. Last time I streamed, so I was trying to do a stream every single Friday, but last Friday I decided to last minute. Sorry, I'm completely distracted. The guy who does my thumbnails now has just delivered an absolute peach of a thumbnail again. So anyway, we'll see that later on. I made a last minute decision to fly to Ireland and play some live poker. Had a great time in Dublin. Definitely recommend it for anyone who's over this way. And maybe even if you're in the States or Canada, just fly over to Dublin. It's a good crack, as they say. So I didn't do a stream last Friday. What I was trying to do was a stream every Friday, DTO study stream, kick off the weekend in the right way. If you are not a full-time poker player, then definitely an opportunity to study and start the weekend right. If you are a full-time poker player, then maybe the Friday is the day you have off, but you just want to tune in and watch me butcher some spots, which is probably going to happen today. Hijack versus cutoff. Last time we streamed then, we did 20 big blinds, low jack versus big blind, which is, let's be honest, probably one of the easier spots. I definitely still made some mistakes. I made a YouTube video actually recently about how I study with DTO. One thing that I learned, because DTO Pat told me this, was that there is actually this function here. Just make sure you can see this. But you can actually edit personal notes. So I pulled up a notepad, the old-fashioned notepad on Windows, and was just filling in stuff on there. But you can do it on here and keep it all together by the spot. So you can see here it's cutoff versus hijack, 30 big blind, single raise pot. So any spots we get, we're gonna put them in there and see what happens. But yeah, this is one of the more challenging spots. Given that we're close together, the big assumption I'm going to make is that we just do a lot more checking. So for example, low jack versus hijack, or hijack versus cutoff, or cutoff versus button is going to do a lot more checking out of position than, for example, low jack versus button. If you're playing 9-handed or 8-handed as well, like EP versus button is going to have the most c betting. So when it comes to out of position, we do a lot more checking. That's the first thing. When you're playing in position against the big blind, you do a lot of c betting. But yeah, when you're out of position, you need to check more. Equities run a lot closer together, and it's not quite as obvious. Where for example, like on an ace king queen board, EP versus big blind, EP is just absolutely loving it, and can get a big blind to fold a lot of better hands. So some queen x and maybe even king x are going to fold in that spot. In this spot though, we do a lot more checking, and when we're close to the flatter is when we do the most checking. That's the big sort of thing that I've found so far. So I think in this spot, probably going to check. If he checks back, we probably get to bomb the turn, and it'll be like pot size bet. So 30 big blinds, we're going to have like a pot size bet. Having the 10 of spades, if it's a diamond on the turn as well, amazing. Just block a lot of continues. But I think we start with a check. So we're gonna go from there. Here's a diamond. I'm gonna try and see if this is correct. So having the king of diamonds is good. We block hands like king queen of diamonds, just king x of diamonds. Having the 10 of spades is good because we're going to block like queen 10 of spades and stuff like that. So we get to bluff some spade and diamond runouts, which could be quite interesting. Okay, so Golden Foot on YouTube. The command doesn't work on YouTube. I can see you've just done exclamation DTO. So just head on over to twitch.tv/MTT Poker School, hit the follow button, and then do that command, and you'll get some more info. We did get a follow here. Flairsigard has just followed on Twitch, so shout out to you. Anyway, let's go for this big bet and see. Okay, well, seems to be okay right now. 5 of hearts, though, don't think it's a good card to bluff. I think we want to see a spade or a diamond here. So I think I'm just going to check and give up. Like, what are we trying to fold out in this spot? Like, we're trying to get spades or diamonds to fold. You know, a hand like king, queen of diamonds or king, queen of spades, right? Or king, 10 of spades. But we block all of those hands. So, you know, we would have preferred to see a diamond or maybe a spade. We get to bluff that. But I think here we just have to check and give up. Good start. 45 out of 45. Let's just end the stream there, and then we don't have to do any more. Let's just check this. I mean, we know we got 100%, so maybe we don't need to spend too long on this. Okay, right. Let's carry on. I thought we were going to absolutely butcher this. King high boards generally when close together. I think this is just really high frequency check. It might even be just pure check. Okay. So I feel like we're going to have some like queen jack queen tens that will want to bet now. We can get some underpairs to fold. We can get some like clubs and hearts to fold. I think in this situation, I feel like small bet and check is probably the way to go. I'm going to go with check, and because I want to have some hands to be able to check call. So yeah, I'm not sure I've really explained that very well. But we're going to go for a check call here. Not great river card. Going to check. Hope he checks back. He does. Okay, 43 out of 43. What I want to see though on this turn is like, okay, so we can do some small betting and some checking. I think that's what I said, right? But let's just have a quick look and see. There's no half pot. There's some big betting though. So like ace king, some ace queens going into the big bet, some two pair. Okay, so this is quite cool. Getting some pairs in here as well to bet is pretty interesting. Trying to think like, okay, so we bet these hands, like we go for a big bet, which is pot size bet. Are we getting better hands to fold? We look at our opponent's range. 1 second. Like we can start to get some pairs to fold, right? The board's king 5-3. Is it king 5-3 ace? So these pairs in here are not thrilled at this point. We do block a set. We do block 2 pair. So that's why I think it's choosing the 5x hands to bet here. Yeah, it says 7-5, 6-5, stuff like that. So yeah, as I said, blocks ace-5, blocks pocket fives. I'm not sure if he checks back pocket fives on the flop, but maybe. Let's find out. Okay, 5-5, a little bit of the time, mainly going for a small bet. Okay, so this, yeah, that's cool, I think. So quite a big takeaway, I would say, is that we start to bet some of these hands, betting fours and, well, threes is a set, but fours is a gut shot. 5-4 is a pair and a draw. But yeah, being able to get better hands to fold is pretty good. So I think these are the ones that maybe we're not finding at the moment. So I think that would be a good note. It's tough to say because it's not always going to be the case, right? So how do we make a note on this? Look for pair. Well, let's put, whoops. Don't know what happened there. I hit the backspace button, so clearly that's not a thing that you want to do. Where are we making notes? Okay, so I can't remember the board now. King 5-3, ace, check, flop. We want to bet hands like 6-5, 5-4, 7-5, I think was in there. And I'll put in here, blocking ace-5, a little bit of 5-5. And oh man, this is not me giving a good account of this note taking so far. Let's try again. Oh my word. So backspace doesn't work. Is that what we're saying? Maybe the notepad is going to work out better after all. Let's try once more. Otherwise, we are probably just going to... I don't know why I keep... I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to click save. Oh, nice. Look, it's in there. Check, check, flop. Oh, my God. Right. Backspace is just clearly like what's happening in the browser, right? So, but that's pretty frustrating that is happening. I'm going to get tilted. No end. Let's have a look on here. Gunther Buffalo is saying good evening on Twitch. I'm sure you're loving this poor display of how not to use backspace, right? Don't use backspace. Don't use backspace. Monkey May saying he's back and he's nationwide. Gunther Buffalo, go you play poker today. So I'm not playing poker today. I'm going to study today. Monkey May, please come back and stream tourneys on parties so I can crib all your complex party capturing calculations. Feel like party is a little bit dust at the moment. Like, are there any decent tournaments on there anymore? Like, I feel like Stars and GG are just, that's it now. I'm so nervous to like get it wrong because I'm going to end up using backspace again. Okay, right. Cool. Well, that took a long time. Let's go back into it. Oh, maybe we'll get a chance. Maybe the 5 will come on the turn and we'll be able to bet. Different spot. Right. Check. 5. Ooh. I'm veering towards big bet here. Think of all the better hands we can get to fold. Like, he's got, let's just make sure, ace, yeah, so like ace 9, ace 8, ace 7 of like not whatever the suits are on the board. It's diamonds, so spades are going to have to start folding. Clubs and hearts for sure. We completely unblock. I mean, we block like 4s and 5s that will want to fold, but we also just unblock all of those ace X hands. Ace 10 and ace jack obviously not going to fold. I don't think even versus a big bet. Maybe they will. Yeah, I think this is going to be big bet. Let's have a look. Flairsy Guard said, try using the delete button next time. Thank you, appreciate that. Too used to like just be able to hit backspace and it working. Don't do it. Don't use the back arrow instead of backspace. Okay, right, big bet. Okay, and then I think, so what kind of hands does he call on the turn? Well, he's going to call hands that are better than mine, like Jack 10, Ace 10, Ace Jack, diamonds, Ace X of diamonds, obviously going to call. A hand like Ace 4, Ace 5 can potentially call as well. I don't think any of those hands can call the river though, so I think we have to jam. Snapped off, 35 out of 35 though. He calls with Queen Jack, fine, whatever. But yeah, pretty happy so far. Look at this, 4 hands in a row. I thought I was going to absolutely butcher this spot. The only thing I've butchered so far is being able to add a note to this spot. Monkey May question on Twitch: does DTO ever present multi-way hands? Now, I heard a rumor that DTO in the background are working on a multi-way thing just like this. These are heads up pots, right? But I heard a rumor that they are working on a multi-way app, which would be absolutely incredible, because I think multi-way is really hard and I don't think there's enough content out there about multi-way. So I think it's gonna make people a lot better playing multi-way. But you know, you're going to need DTO to be able to do that. Ace 4, I'm going to bet small here. 6 of diamonds on the turn. I think there's going to be some hands that we'd want to continue to bet here, like Queen Jack off with a diamond or Queen 10 off. Do we even have that? No, we don't even have Queen Jack off. Okay, good start. King Queen and King Jack potentially. Maybe we, you know, have like something funky like Jack 10 of hearts that, you know, can get clubs and spades to fold, because like he's going to check call the flop with hands like King Queen of spades or King Queen of clubs. So if we have Jack 10 of hearts or something like that, you know, he's going to start folding those hands. So we certainly get to continue on this turn with some of those hands, and I think having some value hands obviously makes sense too. Now we have to decision, you know, is it too thin to value jam here? He's going to continue with a lot of, you know, diamonds on the turn. So he, you know, he check calls like, I mean, it's good to see the king of diamonds because it means that he can't have king X of diamonds that floats flop and then calls turn. Queen Jack of diamonds, Queen 10 of diamonds though, Jack 10 of diamonds. I don't think those hands necessarily fold in this spot. We need to check that actually, because maybe that assumption is wrong. But then, I don't think it's too thin. I mean, you know, ace queen off with a diamond, ace jack off with a diamond, ace 10 off with a diamond, ace 9 off with a diamond. Do they all call? Are there worse two pairs that he can call with, right? So it's tough. King 4? Nope. I think King 4 folds turn. He does have King 4. So you're really just targeting like those ace X hands. I don't think he's going to float turn with any King X, like King Queen, King Jack. Those hands will just fold. The only King Queen, King Jack he floats or calls with on the turn is King X of diamonds. So yeah, I'm starting to think like maybe this is too thin to jam. Like he can definitely just check call some flush draws. He's got like 4x of diamonds hands as well. Does he? 5-4 of diamonds maybe. He can have, yeah. I'm going to go for the jam, but I wouldn't be surprised if it says it's too thin. Just thinking about what we actually get value from. If there's loads of ace X hands with a 1 diamond, like single, you know, ace X does not 2 pair because, you know, we have the worst ace X 2 pair, then fine. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is too thin. No, it's fine. Right, let's find out, because clearly we were like monsters under the bed there. He's going to call with, yeah, okay, so Jack, yeah, he does have like Jack 10, Queen 10, Queen Jack of diamonds, as we thought. Can't have any King X because the King X is on the board. But he does call with all of the hands we just mentioned, right? So all the ace queens, doesn't even need to have a diamond. Doesn't call ace king off with the ace of diamonds. Just check. He doesn't have it in the first place. Okay, yeah. So it's like ace queen off, ace jack off with a diamond, ace 10 off with a diamond. Yeah, ace 8 off with a diamond. Okay, cool. So there are all of these ace X offsuit ace X hands with a diamond that can call. So that's why we get to jam river. All right, question to the chat. Let's see if we can work this out. What is the worst hand that you can jam river for value here? Is it ace 4, or is there a worse hand that we can have here that jams river for value? I'll bring up our range. So this is our range. Obviously, we don't land on the river. Like we bet small on the flop, we bet big on the turn, and we get to jam river. What is the worst hand? Is it ace 4 suited, or is there a worse hand than this? So this is our range, and this is the board. Ace 7-4, rainbow, 6 of diamonds on the turn, king of diamonds on the river. Go for it. Let me know in the chat. Okay, ace 10. So yeah, we already saw that he was going to call with ace 9 off with a diamond, ace 8 off with a diamond. So ace 10 potentially could be the one. Let's see if we can find out. So betting ace 10. We don't get to bet ace 10 suited. We don't have ace 10 off. So it's not ace 10. What is a worse hand than ace 4 here? No king X. I think it's it. I think that's it. Because ace 7's better. Ace 5 is just a flush. Ace 9, ace 10 is just a flush. Oh, hang on. Ace queen. Ace queen. Ace queen and a bit of ace jack, but certainly not. It's mainly... If we land on this river with ace queen, we are going to value bet it. So yes, ace queen then, and ace jack off with the ace of diamonds, I guess. Interesting. JB, shout out to JB in the chat, says ace queen off. Absolutely spot on. It is ace queen off. I think that was a pretty interesting hand. Right, we're up to 5 hands in a row. Apparently I've got 15. I'm not sure I've got 15 in a row right on this spot because I've only played 30 hands. So I think it's unlikely. King high board, I think we do a lot of checking. I want to check this in a moment. I think we have a pretty straightforward check call. Goes check on the turn. So he can definitely check back some hands like jack 10, ace jack, stuff like that. He can check back some king X and some queen X as well. What jack X does he have? Ace jack. Ace jack, queen jack. Queen jack, I'm not sure. Jack's turn, maybe. Jack 9 though, jack 10. Monkey Mate is suggesting a block bet here. I think that could be the play because I think with the Jack X hand he's just going to check back. Like it's very tough for him to get value with a hand like Ace Jack or Jack 9 or Jack 10. So I think that we could potentially go for a small bet here. Get called by Queen 10, Ace Jack, Jack 9, stuff like that. Let's try it. Oh, beauty. This is a gross spot. So block, he just rips it in our face. Fuzzy Ferret 83 says, good evening, Gaz. If you are not following Fuzzy Ferret yet, go ahead and follow Fuzzy Ferret. He is taking part in the Dare to Stream, the PokerStars Dare to Stream challenge. If that's what you want to call it. So yeah, definitely go and check him out. Okay. Okay, Monkey May says, does it matter we are blocking the nut hands that call pre? Like ace 10. Does it matter? I mean, it's significant. We lock some ace 10 off, which is going to make this this interesting. I was watching a stream yesterday. White Ninja Poker, also doing the Dare to Stream challenge with PokerStars. And he was just like, no one ever bluffs. No one bluffs. And obviously I'm there just like, well, people do bluff. Like, come on now. He's like, they don't bluff enough. I'm like, okay, well, maybe. But these are the kind of situations like where we can sometimes level ourselves, or because maybe we don't know the spot well enough. And I'm going to put my hands up here. Maybe I don't know this spot well enough. I've not played this spot very many times. It's certainly under 50 so far. 50 hands for this spot. So we look at it and we go, okay, well, we block 2 pair. We block the straight. So therefore we should just call. Like, I don't think he's going to turn a queen into a bluff here. I think he just calls a queen. Right? Queen 10. Does that? I don't think it just rips river. Like, what's he trying to get us to fold? So I do think this is a really, really interesting spot. So yeah, I'm lost basically. So what could he do this for value? Ace 10 for sure. Some of that's going to bet turn though. Not all the time, but maybe bets it some of the time. So he doesn't land on the river with like full frequency ace 10, right? I don't even think that he has ace 10 100%. Does he? 50%, ace 10 suited, 100%. Yeah, okay. I mean, maybe like a hand like ace 10 of diamonds could check back turn. I don't know why though. Maybe because he blocks too many of our continues. You know, we having like ace x of diamonds or like 10x of diamonds, king 10, something like that. So I think I almost want to say like if we had ace queen off with the ace of diamonds, that's going to be much better here. We've blocked what, like, does he turn a hand like jack 10 or jack 9 into a bluff? That's the question, really. I think if he does, then we probably have to call because we do block some value hands, you know. So let's 20. It's a pretty big bet. The pot was only 10 bigs. We bet 2.6, and he just rips it in for 26. I don't know. I'm now leaning towards fold. Yes, okay, we block some strong hands, but we're also going to have some better hands to call here. Like is ace king going to be better call? Same deal, right? We still block ace 10, but we also block king queen king jack, whereas the queen's only blocking, well, I mean, yeah, king queen king jack. I'm going to fold. Let's show me the bad news. Ooh, 44. Okay, so getting all in here would have been bad. Brilliant. I'm so pleased. Show me what this guy bluffs. Right, bang on. Jack 10. Awesome. 10-9's a straight. Jack 9 a little bit. How much jack 10 does he actually land on the river with? Not a great deal. He ended up with 9-8. What a sicko. Just rips 9-8. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, no, I mean, so if we set it to relative, we can see like if all of these hands land on the river, then this is what he's going to do. In terms of bluffs, we've got ace 4, okay, blocking ace 10 and pocket 4s, I guess, and some king 4. Then like ace x of hearts, makes sense, and then some jack 10. But it's really not a lot. It's such a huge bet as well. I wonder if he ever gets to use like a smaller raise. Nope, not at all. Okay, all right, fair enough. So the block is good though. What we could have bet flop, interestingly, with our specific combo. It's the only one that bets more than checks. Okay, I'm presuming. Oh, there is some big bet. So yeah, there's more betting here than I would have thought. I mean, still a lot of checking though. Let's have a look at this comment in the chat. Monkey May says, I was watching a stream by Bert Stevens, aka Giraffe, or Giraffe Ganger, and he was saying that in the long run, the decision here doesn't affect your ROI that much because the EV of a call and fold is so close. Interesting point. I think it does matter here because you can see it's 100% a fold. If it was like 56% fold, 44% call, then yeah, doesn't really affect your EV. In terms of chips, I mean, in terms of ICM, maybe it does. But anyway, what were we supposed to call here? Sets, kings. Okay, let's go back to relative. So if we have a pair and king 10 calls. Straights call, queen 10 calls. Okay. I don't know what the EV. Can we do this? So the EV, yeah. I mean, your EV here loss is minus 0.3, which is pretty big. So I would say we don't want to be calling in this spot. But yeah, king 10, queen 10 seem to be better. King 10, bit of queen 10. Ace king, and then yeah, ace queen going to be a fold, ace jack's going to be a fold, a lot of ace x hands going to be a fold, queen jack even, look, 2 pair. Just get in the muck, get in the bin. That's quite interesting. Just just pure fold queen jack. So yeah. Going a bit of king 5. Okay. Let's carry on through. 6 hands in a row. Right, so I think 10 high boards out of position are really unique because very often the in-position player is missing a lot of 10x, whereas you're not. Let's just see if this is correct. We have ace 10, king 10, queen 10, jack 10, right? Plus all the suited hands, but our opponent's going to have some of those as well. The thing is, though, we have these at 100% frequency. Our opponent is going to have king 10, queen 10 suited, but jack 10 suited 30% of the time, 10, 9 suited, okay, 100% of the time, but no king 10, queen 10, or jack 10 off. They're just missing all of these. So I do think this is a 10 high board is somewhat unique for these out of position spots. So I think it's one to keep an eye on. Having said that, I don't know whether check or bet is the right play. Well, yeah, which one to go with here? So not having a spade seems pretty decent. Do we just go bet? Like just yeah. Get him to fold some overcards. Hand gets tricky though, right? So I'd sooner have like king queen off with a spade or something like that, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure about this spot. Okay, goes check check. I think at this point, given we really don't think he has too much 10x, 4x he's only got ace 4. I guess you have pocket 4s, but I feel like going bigger here now to get value from flush draws, from some straight draws. I guess we block 9-8. We don't block spades though. We don't block a hand like ace 6. Doesn't have it. Okay, good. Get called by 7s and 8s and 5s. I think maybe pot is just a little bit too big though. What kind of hands does he check back? He should be checking back some 10x, because if he just bets all of them, then what does he have to call on this turn? So yeah, again, like maybe it's just a check. Maybe you're supposed to bet 9s with a spade, just removing some of the 9x, all of these 9x of spade hands. So I'm gonna go check. Okay, he goes 60%. I think we just have a pretty straightforward call. And a king of spades on the river. I'm gonna go with a check and a fold. Wow, we're not bad at this game. Surprisingly, 7 hands in a row. Let's go to evaluation. I think we we got there. Maybe it was a bit of luck. Broken clock, right twice a day, whatever the expression is. Monkey mate, how much should in position bet his draws on the flop? Well, let's have a look at that in a moment. I was trying to keep up with the chat as well. Cool. If you're new here and you haven't hit the follow button yet, hit the follow button. I'm going to stream every Friday, apart from when I decide to fly off to Ireland, last minute, which is why I wasn't here last week, for anyone wondering. Okay, I'm not sure what we were trying to achieve. I was going to think about betting. Do we have any pot size bets? Yeah, 9's definitely not in there. Glad we didn't do that. Yeah, okay. Well, it does some small betting, but mainly checking. Okay, so Monkey May wanted to know how much should in position bet his draws on the flop. Every Friday from 6 p.m. UK time. I don't know where you are in the world, but I will be streaming from 6 p.m. That's the time I'm aiming for. 6 p.m. UK time. Clocks go back next week, so might not be the same time as it is today because of that, depending on where you are in the world. Okay, so draws wise, I mean, we've got some 9-8. That's going to bet. Oh, no, sorry, that's going to check a lot. You want to see what he was going to bet. So mainly using a big bet. Draw wise, a little bit of king 9 of spades. Not a huge amount though. Queen, jack of spades. Yeah, not again. It's not a huge amount. We're looking at like jacks, queens, kings, aces, ace 10, betting a lot. King jack off with a spade, betting more than checking. What are some other I mean, it's flush draws, right? So ace 5 of spades. I mean, not, it's checking more than betting, I think. Maybe it actually is. It's mixing sizes, to be fair. Okay. So yeah, I mean, he's not doing a lot of betting. I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that when in position checks, they never have a draw or top pair, which is just not true, right? Because we can click check here and we can go, all right, well, he's going to have ace 8 of spades. He can have some 10x. Look, all of this 10x. I think we talked about why this was important to check these hands, because you're missing all of these 10x hands here. You can check some other 10x hands. So yeah, I think this is it is a misconception for sure. Very common misconception, I would say. Let me just do some shout outs. Let's see who's in the chat who I recognize. JB, I think we've already shouted out JB. Metalcast Maiden, Monkey May. Who else do I recognize? Don't Do It. I think we've already chatted to Don't Do It. Monkey May, obviously, as well. Quite a few other people in the chat, names that I haven't seen before as well. So shout out to you guys for being here for this this stream. Okay, so 10 high board again, but it is a monotone board, and a lot of the time when we're close together, we want to do a lot of checking in the first place, but also monotone boards do a lot of checking as well. 6x, how much 6x does he have? Wow, none. Okay, so I think small, yeah, I think small bet here. Like, really just aiming to fold out overcards, hands. Like, he doesn't, he has a lot more suited hands, right, than offsuit hands. So we can just get like king, queen of diamonds to fold now, just with a small bet. King, jack of diamonds, stuff like that. Stu Unger Garments is a great name. Stu Unger Garments says, I come back from the dead when Gareth resumes the occasional stream. It's not occasional, it's every Friday, apart from last Friday when I flew to Ireland. Sparty914, thanks for the follow. If you're watching, you haven't followed yet, hit that follow button. We're slowly approaching, I think, 2,800 followers. Is that right? Does that sound right? Where are we at? 2,789 followers. So we're, what, 11 away? Wow, my maths is really poor there. 11 away from 2,800 followers on the Twitch. If you're loving DTO, by the way, then definitely check it out. You can use my code, CoachGaz, for 20% off, I believe. Definitely check it out. That code only works on the web version. So when you buy on the web version, you can still get it, and then it works on your phone as well. So if you're on iPhone or Android or whatever, you can still get it. Okay, gonna go small bet, see what happens. Stu Unger Garments. I'm the guy who used to get up at 1 a.m. in Toronto to watch your weekend streams. Coach Gaz for the referral win. Wow, that's so awesome to get up at 1 a.m. Toronto time. So I used to stream on a Sunday. Maybe I should bring the Sunday EMG back. Sunday EMG. Sunday play. Start about, I don't know, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Play some early morning grind at EMG. Could be all right. Okay, right. So we bet small and he calls. I mean, he's going to have some offsuit stuff with a spade in it. I'm not loving this. I think we just check, and I mean, what does he call, like 7s, 8s, and 9s without a spade? Maybe that hand just goes check, check. I don't think we get to bet. I mean, if anything, Can we just go crazy here and just check jam? Kiroi Senko on YouTube says, I'm the guy who slept in and watched your stream a day later. Good work. Also says, love your stuff, G. I appreciate that. Thank you. Got another video coming out on YouTube very, very soon. I mentioned earlier on about the guy who's making the thumbnails. He's made a really, really cool thumbnail again. So this video will come out tomorrow. So if you haven't already, subscribe on YouTube. youtube.com/MTT Poker School. Anyway, I think he just has a lot of flushes here, like pair and a spade. He might not even get to bet, sevens with a spade or whatever. So I'm going to check. Oh, he just loves it. This guy just loves it. I don't think a hand, for example, like nines with a spade, right, which we would block, is going to go 1.5x pot on the river. So the 9 is irrelevant. Having a 10, does he have pocket 10s? He does a little bit of the time, but not a huge amount. He's not betting worse hand for value, right? So I think it's just an easy fold. 51 out of 52. Where did we lose a point? We should have checked to the turn. Okay. What's the worst hand do you think we call on this run up? Like, do we call like 1.5x pot? Question to the chat then. Do we call all flushes on the river? Which is going to include, I imagine, hands like pocket 3s with a spade. So do we call all flushes on the river? If not, maybe we do, then what's the next level of hand like? Do we have to call queen 10? Do we have to call like ace queen? Do we have to call, we don't have any, oh no, he doesn't have any 6x. We have some 6x though, right? A6, king 6, queen 6, 9, 6. Yeah, we have a lot of 6x. Yeah, what's the worst hand that we need to call versus this 1.5x river bet? Does ace 10 of hearts call the overbet? Okay. Ace queen where we don't unblock. Maybe? Right, let's find out. I mean, first of all, hands that we go all in with. Full house, obviously. We end up not with any quads. Queen 10, it's got to be a bluff. Quite like it. King 5. Oh no, it's spades. Okay. What do we call with? The worst hand we call with. So we king high flush. No, it can't be that. Queen 10. We call with queen 10. That could be the worst. There's some queen X here though as well. Can we find the worst hand? King 10. King 10 with a king of spades. Gonna call. Oh no, wait, that's a flush. Yeah, I think it's probably queen 10. We don't land on the river with any of these small pairs, by the way. So, oh no, we do. We fold them. We fold. There you go. I said like we land on the river with 5s, 4s, and 3s with a spade. We are supposed to at least fold 4s and 5s. 3s somehow not in there. Maybe we jam. No. Oh, it makes sense. Okay. There you go. Wow. What spot. But the streak continues. 8 hands played correctly in a row. In a spot that, the reason why I chose this spot, by the way. So on Mondays, every Monday I do a webinar for my academy. It's called MTT Poker Academy. And after the webinar, we play a home game on Zoom. So everyone's got cameras. You can turn your cameras on if you want. Some people don't because their poker faces need some work, shall we say. Or they just, they're busy doing other stuff, but they want to still play the home game. Maybe they just want to be part of the call, and that's cool. We played a spot. This hijack versus cutoff versus big blind. Now, it's a little bit different, right? It was multi-way. And I ended up folding the best hand. I folded second set. No, I think it was second set. And my opponent had jammed river with third set. And it was, in my eyes, not a spot where third set gets to jam river for value. So I felt maybe he was bluffing. Anyway, I ran it in simple three-way, and every single player in the hand made a mistake because the big blind ends up coming to the river, all the way to the river. I bet flop and bet turn, and then he gets the river. And then the backdoor flush completes on the river. So the only hands really that the big blind should have is flushes, but he ended up folding. So he must have had something else. Therefore, he definitely made a mistake. I should be doing a lot more checking on this board, and certainly once I'd bet the flop, check the turn, but I didn't. I bet flop and bet turn, so I made loads of mistakes. And the in-position player is supposed to fold his hand on the flop. So, I mean, this goes to show, multi-way, so many mistakes are being made. If this rumor is true about the multi-way version of DTO, I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. But it made me, so then what I did is I looked at the spot and I thought, how much similarity is there between this spot and, say, just hijack versus cutoff? Because it's clear that I'm not 100% sure on what the strategy is supposed to look like. So I thought today, do you know what? Rather than do an easy spot, low jack versus big blind for whatever stack depth, let's do something a bit trickier, which is this one. And I'm surprised, if I'm honest, that we've got 8 hands in a row correct, because I thought I was going to absolutely butcher this. All right, let's carry on. Before I do go, I'm going to finish in 15 minutes, but I remembered that I promised my friend White Ninja, he's White Ninja Poker on Twitch, that I would give him a shout out. I think I already have done, but he's doing a stream later on with Pads, Patrick Leonard. You may have heard of him if you follow Tournament Poker. So yeah, he's doing a stream. I think it's at 9 o'clock today. So definitely go ahead and check out White Ninja Poker on Twitch. I think it's probably twitch.tv/White Ninja Poker. And check out his stream tonight. I think they're reviewing the 109 Bounty Builder. I think Ninja finished 12th or something in that yesterday on the stream. So they're going to review some hands from that. So yeah, I'm going to be tuning in at 9 o'clock. I definitely think you should tune in as well. So go over and give him a follow right now. White Ninja Poker, playing a mix of sort of mid and high stakes MTTs for your pleasure. But tonight is a study stream. Right, 8-6 deuce. Hearts, we block a lot of his folds. So I think we just check and give up. Please. Boom, 25 out of 25. I wonder how much betting we do. Well, no small betting. So big bet and check. And do we want to have, with all these suited hands that you can see on here, the question is, do we just want to have backdoor flush draws? So you can see clubs, diamonds and spades. Yeah, and then hearts just give up. So we're on the right line that, our hand just wants to check and give up. It does do, but it's bet half the time though. Okay, question on YouTube. Kilroy Senko says, I'm playing the WSOP main next week and have been using DTO to train, among other things. What spots do you think people play poorly and you advise your students to work on? Well, I advise my students to work on the spots that they're not very good at, so that they're not leaking EV. So I would say work on the spots where you struggle the most. The great thing about DTO is that you can find You can basically jump into a spot, and I mean, I did this the other day with blind versus blind, and just really sucked. I think one of those spots, it says on it, look, don't be discouraged by really poor results because this spot is really, really hard. And it was really, really tough. So I would say, I mean, yeah, blind versus blind is probably a good place to start. A lot of people, don't float wide enough in limped pots, blind versus blind. So just don't think about what the range looks like. I mean, it's hard because ranges are really, really wide in a limped pot, blind versus blind, right? But yeah, I mean, see where a lot of your leaks are coming from. I've got a whole module on this in my course and in the academy. Currently working on this on plugging leaks, fixing leaks. The first thing though is obviously to identify where you're leaking. And again, DTO is good for this because you can see where, which spots you struggle with. So I would say it's definitely the first few hours of any of these spots is going to just improve your game significantly. Then you might see a drop off. So I think just doing lots of spots and doing say 50 to 100 hands a day is going to be really, really good. Sounds like you're already doing this. Yeah, if I had to choose a spot, probably blind versus blind. Yeah, I think that's probably the spot that people struggle with the most. Check. So having the ace of spades here seems like a really bad card to have. I would think that ace jack off with the ace of spades, ace 10 off with the ace of spades, maybe even ace 8 off with the ace of spades would bet big here. So I don't think having the ace of spades here is going to be pretty good. 34 out of 35. Okay, we can call it. A lot of ace queens calling, but you can see that the ace of spades. Well, I mean, ace of spades, queen of clubs doesn't call. Ace queen doesn't call here. So kind of on the right lines. We don't want to have the ace of spades, which suggests that our opponent is going to be betting a lot with the ace of spades. Yeah, well, reasonable amount. Certainly ace 9 off with I mean, that's top pair. Ace 8 off with the ace of spades. Yeah, reasonable, I would say. All right, 10 out of 10. Wow. Check. And then blast the turn. Okay. So folding's out of the question. We have a backdoor flush draw. We have an overcard. We have a gut shot. So it's between call and raise here. If we raise, do we get better hands to fold? I mean, ace 10, ace jack, ace queen. We know that they can't have ace 10, ace jack, ace queen with an ace of spades. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some raising here, but I think we're going to play it safe and go with a call. I feel like on the turn, if he bets again, I'm just going to rip. But what's he betting turn? Yeah, anyway. I mean, I wonder if we just have enough equity to call, right? Because it's such a small bet, 29% pot. We have a gut shot. We have a flush draw. We have an overcard still. The big thing here that I'm it's not a disconnect. It's just there's a lack of knowledge as to what kind of hands does he bet small on this turn. And how many of those are going to fold if we say we went for a raise or a jam? And I don't know the answer. So I'm just going to call. We even said it on the flop. We just yep. Or no, on the turn we said, well, it might be just a spot where we just check jam. It's not check jam though. It's a check raise. Oh, it's disappointing. We were almost there. Okay. So first of all, what does he bet small on the turn? Pairs, tens. Does he have some big bets as well? Yep. Okay. So it's thin, potentially thin value bets, some bluffs. Again, if he's betting ace 10, we can get that hand to fold. He ends up with ace jack off. Just doesn't bet that often. This one here. Okay. Okay. What I want to see, I want to retry it. Because, well, it's still only 41. We'll come back. What happened? Oh, we should have raised flop. Did we talk about that? I feel like we did. Let's see. What hands are we getting to fold? So, I mean, not a lot. I mean, he doesn't bet flop and then bet turn again for this small size very often. Yeah, maybe it's just some like pairs, under pairs without a draw that now just gets folds, some overcards, some slightly better hands here. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Right, so we should have check raised flop. I am very confident that I said we might be able to check raise flop because ace 10 off, ace jack off, ace queen off. We know they don't have the ace of spades, so we can get to them to fold those hands. So yeah, so all of these hands just going to fold when they don't have a spade in them, and blocking the ace of spades is pretty significant. That's really cool. We were kind of almost there. All right, so he's got a lot of strong hands on this board, right? Aces, queens, jacks, king 10. He's got way more king 10s than we do because he has king 10 off. We don't. Do we have king 10 suited at full frequency? We do, but we don't have king 10 off. We can have some. We have some aces, queens, and jacks, but again, not a full frequency. Whereas he has them all. Yeah. I mean, maybe he doesn't check them all. Not sure. So I think that we can bet or check, and I feel like it's a mistake to always bet here because, like, if it comes like 3 of hearts on the turn, he bombs it, and then 6 of diamonds on the river, and he just jams. We want to have some really easy calls, right? So I'm going to check. Just because the board I think is much better for him. Turn. What kind of hands are we trying to get him to call? I mean, ace X, some queen X. Having the ace of diamonds is just can't be good for us here because we want him to have some ace X of diamonds. So and then we just block all the jack X hands as well. So I think we'd just go for a check again and then value bet river. Okay. What do we actually get value from now? I can't imagine that we're ever supposed to check. We just want to get called by an ace, right? Which makes me feel like you can't really use the bigger sizes. I mean, surely we're not checking here. We have checked twice. Hang on. So we have jacks full of aces. Anyone with a jack is going to have jacks full of queens. Those hands will not fold. We lose to a queen. We lose to ace queen. We lose to aces. We lose to... That's it. Quads, I suppose. Queens. So yeah, I think small bet is the line here. I think the bigger we go, the more he starts folding. And given that we want him to call with an ace, and we block an ace, it makes me feel like we need to bet this size. 30 out of 34. Okay. Well, completely wrong. So we can bet flop, but you can see like there is definitely some checking going on here. So I think that's good that we found that. Check on the turn is good, and then river we can actually go big here. So what are we just trying to get him to hero it off with an ace? I suppose. Yeah. I mean, let's just quickly have a look at this. Just bet big with threes. Bet big with nothing because we play the board. Okay, fair enough. Let's try and play this through. We've only got a few minutes left, so let's retry. We're going to go for a small bet. He's going to call. We probably check back turn, I imagine. No. Ooh. Interesting. Why? Still the same thing. We block even more now because it didn't go check on the flop. Because I guess a lot of his hands get to continue here, like ace X, king 10. Okay. So, I mean, it's pretty amazing bluff. What would we bluff here? Like pocket threes. 10-9. Maybe those hands are good bluffs here. Well, I mean, what are we trying to get to fold? We're trying to make an ace indifferent, right? I don't think a jack or a queen... I mean, a queen doesn't become indifferent. I'm fairly confident. But an ace might do, right? So a hand like ace 10 or ace 9 becomes indifferent on the river if we have enough bluffs, and we're going to have some queen X hands to bet. I mean, maybe we don't bet too many queen X on the turn, so we're going to have like ace jack. We would get to bet some jack X hands. We have queen jack. We can have ace queen. We can have some aces, I think. Yeah, a little bit of the time, 60% of the time. Kilroy Senko says, how many jacks does he have on the turn? Yeah, quite a few, probably. Quite a few. King jack, queen jack, ace jack, jack 10, jack 9, jack 8. Yeah, it's quite a lot. So yeah, I mean, we'll just jam for value, make him indifferent with an ace. I'd love to see what the bluff is supposed to look like, though. What do we bluff? Threes, fours, fives, sixes, sevens, eights. You know, that's a value hand. King 9. Okay. Pocket 10s. But yeah, these look like the big ones. What's going on with the suits here? So 8s with a spade. Yeah, I mean, we just don't land on the river with too many of these, to be honest. Yeah, cool. All right, well, that was pretty fun, guys. Quick question on Twitch: is the number below the combo our betting frequency or our equity? Is the number below the combo? These numbers here are the frequency in which we land on this spot with. So relative, if we had Jack 10, we would jam it 100% of the time. We end up only having it 5% of the time, and we jam it every time we get there. So if we go back to the flop, you can see we don't have Jack 10 very often, right? And then maybe on the turn it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't bet 100% of the time, right? So it's like 6.5%, 72.3%, and then by the river, it becomes like 4.7%. So yeah, it's not equity. I do think there's something going to be made for, like, you know, total number of combos or equities, you know, so you can like visualize and understand flops better. So in this situation on the flop, you can say, okay, yeah, this board is good for him, but you know, it's not going to be like amazing. Like, it's not going to be like EP versus big blind where it could be like 70-30 on this kind of board. It's going to be, maybe it's like 52-48 or maybe even closer, because cutoff is the flatter. Yeah, just a quick reminder then, if you are interested in DTO, you can get 20% off using the code Coach Gaz. Monkey May says, bring back the weekend streams for the win. Maybe I will. I quite enjoyed this stream today. Seeing everybody do the Dare to streams looks like good fun. So maybe I'll do one on Sunday. I don't think I'm going to do one this Sunday, but maybe next Sunday. But definitely be here for the stream next Friday for the study stream. We're going to do more of this. I almost did a pre-flop study stream today. Would be good to look at some pre-flop spots. Maybe we'll do that next Friday. But yeah, shout out to you if you're here. If you haven't hit the follow button yet, hit the follow button. Devi and Sparty, I think I maybe missed your follows, so shout out to you. I think that's it. What's going on here? Stu on Garment says here. Definitely wants the weekend streams back. Kurosenko, great stream, G. Big fan of these. Much love all the way from Texas. Shout out to Texas Massive. Spoke to Trisha today. We recorded a podcast. If you haven't checked out the podcast yet, it's called Poker on the Mind. And I do it with Dr. Trisha Cardner, who is a psychologist and has a PhD in psychology, and is just a great person to chat to about the mindset and stuff. And we recorded a pretty interesting episode. We did 2 episodes today. First episode was me talking about running, going on a losing streak live. So yeah, definitely check that out. Poker on the Mind. That episode will be out probably on Monday. I definitely was quite open and honest in this episode. So yeah. Stu says, can you consider unlocking your stream replays for everyone, not just subs? There is a way to watch them for free. I'm not sure I can let you into the secret though. I'm not sure. Well, the way to do it is to find the replay on YouTube instead of Twitch. Don't tell anybody though, because we want people to sub to the channel. So yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this stream. If you have any questions, you want to get in touch, social media is your best bet. MTT Poker School on basically every platform. That's it. See you later, guys. Have a great weekend, and peace out. Love to you all, and see you later.